Too fitting. I jump on to stream once it's gotten late, and bada bing, bada boom, it's late in game as well. Oh, how fitting. How very, very fitting. But after a quick nap, the night has turned to day, and we're ready to get started. Hello, travelers, and welcome back to Guardian Studios. Or if you're new to the channel, welcome to you. My name is JGuardo1, and I'm your host, guide, and humble bard into the world's virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to be able to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience. Hope everybody who's watching is having a good day or night, depending on where you are in the world, or that if you're not, the stream or the video thereof makes things a little bit better. Hey there, Scout. How are you, my friend? How you doing? Doing good? I hope so. Excuse me while I get away from the windmill for a second. I gotta make sure that I'm not going to be swarmed by any hostile mobs, because I don't want that happening. I'm doing pretty good, Scout. Thank you for asking. Thank you very much for asking. I am doing pretty good so far. And thank you very much for the rules. I really, really appreciate you doing that for me, pal. I really, really do. So, what are we going to be doing tonight? Well, we're going to be doing some material collection. Hence the title, Material Mission. I have a few ideas of what I want to do next on this world. I have an idea of what I want to work towards, and that's going to require a lot of materials, ranging from wood and stone to some other items as well. And even some things that we will have to farm that aren't actually items we pick up. This will all make sense in due course of time. Yeah, I know. I've been kind of busy lately. Over the last couple of days. But I am glad to be able to stream when I'm able to. And glad to have everybody join in who are able to do so. So I'm sure some of you guys are wondering, what are the plans that you're talking about, J-Guard? Well, among other things, I intend... have intended since pretty much the beginning of the world to build a kingdom of some kind, even just a small one on this world. And ever since I found this plains over here, I've wanted to make this area be at least a big part of the kingdom. Now, naturally, some of the area will have to get flattened out to be able to work with things, and I'm going to end up having to design some bridges to cross the rivers, where the rivers are in the way, as well as other things. But my intention is to make this area into a very, or fairly well-established looking kingdom, with a story to the environment and to each element thereof. For example, we have already made the windmill with its tree farm and the massive wheat farm next to it. And in the midst of this, we created the dead tree, the burn tree. Now, the burn tree is supposed to be our nether portal, but the story behind it, as far as I have come up with, is that when the portal appeared, it killed the tree, turning the bark gray and dead, and causing these blackstone crystallizations to form inside of it that have also kind of broken through the wood in some places. Hence, we have the portal here, which I may have to remove this block here because I keep getting stuck on it. Either remove it or replace it with a slab. Do you mean, basalt? Do you think I should use basalt for this instead of... Use basalt instead of using acacia. I guess I could replace some of this acacia wood with that. Might actually look better in some spots. Kind of mix them together, maybe. Help emphasize that it's been corrupted by the nether portal. Yeah, I might do that. We might work on that later. Of course, that'll mean having to mine through the nether to get a bunch of basalt, but once I know which direction I need to go and how far I need to go to get access to a basalt delta down in the nether mine, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm also thinking we may go ahead and farm this area again, like break down all the wheat and then replant it. But we do it now so that we don't get a whole boatload, so that not everything gives a whole ton of seeds, which also means no fortune when we break it. Otherwise, we're just going to get overwhelmed with the amount of seeds. We don't need that many seeds right now. We've got way more. We get way more from the wheat already than we need, so. But yeah, using basalt to add on to the burned tree could work. It's actually a pretty good idea. And it would mean that if we replace enough of the wood with basalt, we also wouldn't have to worry about the tree actually burning up. So I could actually light some of the netherrack on fire to emphasize the original title, The Burning Tree. Yeah. See, this is part of why I like streaming all this to you guys, because you come up with ideas that I wouldn't necessarily have thought of. Ideas that are solid and good and useful for the story I want to craft. So thank you. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Thank you, Scout. Okay. I almost forgot for a second there that this axe doesn't have silk touch like the other one did. So I don't have to worry about knocking out leaves and making leaf blocks fall when I don't want them. Because I don't normally need leaf blocks for very much, if anything. Boop. We're gonna go ahead and chop down all the trees currently grown over here. And then we're probably going to grow some more trees over by the house. Either over by the house or over by the mine entrance. In considering what I'm going to build on this world, I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to need a lot of cobblestone, deep slate, and possibly some other stone types. Possibly a lot of blackstone, depending on what I end up using it for. So yeah, we're going to be doing some material collection in this stream. And probably be doing more of that for a while. Alright, Scout. If you gotta head out, I understand, man. Having to deal with a bad Wi-Fi connection is not fun. But I'm glad you had just dropped in and hung out as long as you could, man. I appreciate that. So, thank you very, very much for having stuck around, my dude. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you again next stream, and until then, I'm very, very grateful to you for having been here, buddy. See you next time. Bye-bye. Okie dokie. I will catch you next time. Scoop this stuff up. Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of. I was kind of afraid I was going to get sidetracked and have mobs start spawning in. Ow! Stinking zombie. Alright, there's the sticks put away. Here's the junk put away. And here go the logs. I am definitely gonna have to farm some more acacia, birch, and well, pretty much all the other wood types. Who am I kidding? I have to farm all the wood types. Can't go without collecting wood and leather and all that. I don't know why I said wood. I think that's because my mind was still on the wood that I was collecting earlier. Yeah, I'm thinking I might go ahead and harvest the wheat field. Don't necessarily need to, but there's no reason to not either. So, let's go ahead and do that. Besides, having all the wheat that we can get from the field will actually be helpful, because then I can farm more cows as well. Oh. Then again, more than half the field is grown, but there's like a quarter of it that's not. If not more. Huh. Well, maybe I'm not going to harvest it just yet. I mean, I guess I could technically harvest part of it. I don't know. I'll think about it. I do know that I definitely want to harvest the wood over by my house, the dark oak wood specifically. Because I have a feeling I'm going to end up using a lot of that with some of the builds that I have in mind to do down the road. So let's go ahead and choppy. And now it's raining. Of course it is. go. It's a lot of dark oak. That's a good thing. More dark oak now means less I have to get later. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Chop, 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 chop. Chopping down all the dark wood. Chop down all the dark oak. Because why not? And because I may need a bunch of it later. For some future projects that I have in mind. There's going to be a lot of stuff I need for the ideas I have. Might as well chop down this jungle tree. That's a lot of material. Okay, these lava pools are fully developed. And these cauldrons are all filled. Nice! That's awesome. Alright. So that's the dark oak trees chopped down, along with one of the jungle trees. Let's head back over to the windmill. Because again, I need this wood for future projects, and I have a few ideas of what I'm going to need it all for. Let's see. Hello, Nelson. Are you a newcomer to the channel? Greetings. Greetings. Interesting, interesting choice of basis for the, avatar and such. Ow. Okay, I actually chopped my way down that way faster than I meant to, but no harm, no foul. Gotta wait for the rest of those leaves up there to decay, I guess. At this point. Goodbye, you stupid drowned. You gotta light this area up more. Let's head into the house and take a nap, so we can skip the night. Ah! Ow. Whew, gotta get resituated every now and then. Down we go, and back out to the trees. There we go. There's the ones that we're missing. Ta-da. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy of Tea. The wind blew up her, bade him down, below my bully boy blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a white whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Back up we go. Aha! Aw, I only got the Nautilus shell. I was kind of hoping I'd get the Trident, too. Oh well. No big deal. Huh. I'm missing the scaffolding. Whoa. Okay, I got way more spruce out of all that than I realized. Heh. That's a good thing. More spruce means less spruce I have to get later. I know, I say that a lot about getting more wood and stuff than I intended, but it's still true. Head back to the windmill so I can drop off this wood, these saplings, and then we'll see what we do next. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The wind blew up her, bade him down, oh below my bullet boy blow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on our white whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take the whale in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Da 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 da. For 40 days or even more, line went slack and tie once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, and still the whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Na da 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 da. Before the boat had hit the water, the whale's tail came up and caught her. All hands to the side, harpooned and fought her when she dived down low. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. No line was cut, the whale was freed. The captain's mind was not agreed. He belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Da 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 da. For 40 days or even more, line went slack and tie once more. All boats were lost, there were only 4, and still the whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Whoops, I missed one. Sweet. It's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna end up needing to cook up all this kelp. I know I'm hearing a drowned. Why am I hearing drowned? Oh, hopefully it's not close enough to cause me any trouble with sleeping. Nope, it's not. That's a relief. That's the last thing I need right now, is to not be able to sleep. Creeper! Oh man. Let's go get some of that wheat and use it to breed the cows. Oh, cows! Cool. Very cool. Now for the sheep. Excellent. Now, do I have any shears? Do I have shears anywhere? I don't think so. Well, that's an easy problem to fix. Just make a set. Just make a set. One set of shears. Down we go. here. Go up. And deposit that stuff in here. 2.5 stacks of wool. A solid start for anything. I wonder... I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to pick a direction, go that way, and once I get out so far, I have to find a forest of the wood types I need and just devastate the forests for the sake of getting a ton of saplings and a heaping ton of all the wood that I need. I need to stock up on those wood types as fast as I can. But then I also feel like I need to go back to the Nether and start collecting the fungus, the warped and crimson fungus, and the warped and crimson nylium to be able to grow them on. Kind of a crazy notion. Especially considering I don't think I'm going to be using them as much as the other stuff. But we shall see. We shall see. I'm gonna go check and see how much cobblestone do I have down in the underground. Do I have a lot, or do I need to get some more? Okay, so we've got a bit of cobblestone here. Not a whole lot, but I've got some. Yeah, there's part of me that really thinks I ought to be working on that. Then there's also a part of me that thinks I should use pistons and fill in a water-filled gap up ahead. This gap, this space. I can't tell how far I'd have to go to fill that in. Not for sure. Then again, maybe I do know how much work that's going to take. Just enough. What's over here? Is this just access to a tunnel? Kind of. It's not really anything yet. Back that away is the tunnel. So is that. And that was going to be the start of one, but I apparently decided not to keep going. Huh. Diorite. Might as well put this stuff to use. I can't stand diorite. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This looks a bit like bird poo. I mean, to be fair, birch looks a little bit more like that, but I rest my point. And thus rest my case. Hey, back base. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Doing alright? I hope so. Hey, one guy. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, back base. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I really do. Go ahead and... Wait a minute, is that iron? I'm glad everyone's doing good. I'm really glad everybody's doing good. It's always good to know that people are doing good. Hmm. Whoops. Hmm. I love it when it gets into a rhythm. Tips on how to get netherite? That's actually pretty simple. Dig in 2x2 tunnels. Actually, let's go to the nether and I'll show you what I do. If you have a way to find where the chunk border is, I have learned that digging along the chunk border actually makes it more likely that you'll find netherite, because it's more likely to spawn along a chunk border. Aside from that, my major advice when it comes to mining for netherite is even when it seems like you're not finding anything, keep going. And when you do find some, mine out the area around what you found. You may surprise yourself by finding more. Hello, Kita! Wow, glad you can make it. Okay, we got a couple of people coming in. That's cool. That's cool. Getting a few people in here. Oh, sleepy time. Sleepy time, sleepy time. Take a quick little nap. And now we run to the nether portal, because I want to show you guys what I do to find netherite in the nether. Now, understand that what I'm going to show you guys is what I do to get ancient debris, not pre-made netherite. If you want pre-made netherite that you don't have to process yourself, you're going to have to go hunting for bastions. Yeah, I thought it had been a while, Kita. I'm glad you can make it, though. I really am. Hold on one second, guys, while I get a sip of my drink. Whoops. I forgot my gold helmet. But that shouldn't be a problem. I'm only gonna be here for a minute. Then we will leave and we will not come back for a while. At least, I don't plan on coming back for a while. We'll see what ends up actually happening. Alright. Gotta make sure I'm not constantly bumping my head as I come down here. Yep, I finally got a full suit of netherite. And I'm glad that I did. Thanks, Kita. Alright, so this is what I normally do to start a tunnel when I'm digging in the nether. I dig out a 1x2 long tunnel like so. And I just run along the tunnel, digging it out, and just hope that I find some ancient debris. Now, I will grant that I'm not exactly being the most efficient here, because I'm not actively making sure I'm on a chunk border. So, this 1x2 tunnel may not seem like the easiest way to find ancient debris, but as long as you're on Y levels between 15 and Bedrock, you should find some ancient debris fairly easily, and somewhat regularly, too. At least based on my experience. Now, I'm not saying you're going to consistently find it every chunk, but you will find some along the tunnel. I personally don't use beds because it's much messier, but as you can see, these tunnels do provide some ancient debris. When you do find debris using this method, though, you want to make sure to check along the diagonals of where the debris appeared, because it can actually spawn, as I recently found out, or was informed, I should say, it can spawn in diagonal to other debris blocks. And yeah, you can find ancient debris pretty fast, without having to make a big mess that risks lava pouring down on you in a massive tidal wave. That's the real reason I don't bother with using the bed method, because it comes with the inherent risk of being flooded with lava. And if you get flooded with lava, you better hope that you've got netherite gear already, or you're gonna lose everything. Lava is nothing to sneeze at in the nether. Because you may have gone mining in the overworld and been like, oh hey, a little pool of lava. That's no big deal. I can just use my diamond pick. I can just use a water bucket and a diamond pick. Doesn't work in the nether. As you will probably know if you know anything about the nether and Minecraft, water does not work in the nether. And lava flows as if it were water. So, don't assume that you can easily deal with lava. I mean, you can if you're quick, but if you hesitate for even a moment when dealing with lava in the nether, you're gonna be fuel for the fire. Now, of course, you can also find ancient debris at higher Y levels, higher altitudes in the nether, getting close to the bedrock roof. But I find mining down here at Y level 11 to be fairly consistent in being able to provide a good amount of ancient debris. You just mine until you're satisfied with how far the tunnel is, and then, boom. You take what you can find, and you're all good. But there is something that I add to this process that I recommend doing, because it can actually net you a little more debris at times, along with other materials. Whoa. I didn't know this was here. And I think I'll leave this tunnel here for the moment. But what I like to do is I like to knock out this third block on my way back when I'm done with a tunnel. But I don't do it until I'm done with a tunnel. So I'm going to leave this tunnel's roof just how it is. But I also recommend having a piece of golden armor on when you come down here. When you come into the nether, if you end up under a Crimson Forest and you're in an area for a while that is a Crimson Forest, piglins are going to spawn. And if you don't wear gold, they're going to aggro onto you immediately. And if you think they're weak, you are wrong. They are not weaklings. What they may lack in individual strength, they make up for with numbers. And if one gets mad at you, they all will be mad at you. So, these are things I recommend bearing in mind if you go nether mining. If one piglin gets mad at you, they all gonna be mad at you. Yeah, no, I haven't killed the Ender Dragon. But I'm not trying to beat the... to quote-unquote beat the game. My goal on this world is just to play the game and have fun. And build up a world that different parts of it tell stories. Or have a story to them that I can share with you guys. Okay, see that guy? Yeah, he is mad at me. If I were wearing gold, he would not be mad at me, and he would not have any problem with me, and I would not have to run away from him. Unfortunately, he was aggro on me because I did not have any gold on me. Wasn't wearing any gold armor, so he had an issue with me. In the eyes of piglins, if you are not wearing gold, you are a pauper that they must destroy. So, yeah. When you go to the nether, wear something with gold on it. And I don't mean an armor trim piece of armor. Armor with a gold armor trim does not pacify piglins in vanilla. If you've ever seen that happen, that's modified Java. I don't really need the loot in the end. The loot in the end dimension is good, I will not deny, but I don't really need it right now. The only loot that I can't get in the overworld that I can get in the end is Elytra, dragon heads, the dragon egg, and the end specific armor trim, which I'm not really concerned about. I'm not really concerned with that armor trim. Elytra, I'm not really looking to get on this world, because as much as I love flying around with Elytra, it would make it so that I wouldn't do things like farm as much. I wouldn't farm my animals as much. I wouldn't see the sights of the world as much. Yeah, a few of my dogs are still outside. I've got my main dogs and my main cats, Tom and Jelly, inside. Blue and Magenta, or... actually, I think I've got names for you two. Luna and Dawn. Luna and Dawn. Yeah. Dawn and Luna. Luna and Dawn. Dawn for the pinkish magenta color the sunrise tends to get on certain clouds. Luna for another word for the moon or the night sky. And then, of course, we got Tom and Jelly. Nope. Moon for the blue one. For me, it's Luna and Dawn. And then Tom and Jelly. And then, as harsh as it may sound, these wolves out here don't have names yet. I should come up with more names for some of my animals, though. Not to mention separate 2 of each of my animals from the rest, so that I've got a backup set to start over if the flocks get attacked. Or herds, I should say. That's actually not a bad idea. I may do that later. But later, not right now. Yeah, my main goal on this world is not necessarily to beat the Ender Dragon, so much as it is just to build on this world. Build in survival, play in survival, explore in survival, and just have a good time with survival. When I decide I want to go defeat the Ender Dragon and get Elytra, I will dedicate my existence in that instance to that goal. But until I want to do that, I'm not going to do it. I'm in no rush. I am in no rush whatsoever. Mending? Oh, that's easy. Villagers. The #1 most annoying creature to have to deal with for a long period of time, and yet the most helpful once you've done so. The villagers. Ta-da! Each one of these cells that has a trapdoor on it houses one of over a dozen villagers that I've put together. And setting all this up, getting all these trades, that took hours. Like, at least a full day's worth of time. And I'm not talking in-game days. I'm talking real-world days. Yeah. It took a lot of time. But it was worth it, because we have a ton of villagers in here that all have trades that I wanted, like mending. This guy originally was getting a smite trade, but I traded with him enough that he revealed this trade to be mending. Well, it wasn't a continuous day, my friend. That's the thing. It wasn't a continuous day. And it was probably more than a day. But I'm saying about 24 hours, give or take. About 24 hours worth of time was put into building this trading hall. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not talking like just 8 hours. I'm talking like more like 24. It took about 24 hours plus to build this trading hall, put all the villagers in with all the trades I wanted, and be satisfied. And I'm not even done. I've got 2 more cells I need to eventually fill with villagers. Thankfully, those ones are going to be clerics, which are much easier to work with, because their trades don't really matter so much to me, as long as I get trades for lapis and redstone. But it helps that I have 2 other villager-based structures here on this world. And if I just come right over here, I can point them out to you. There's one to the left, one to the right. Or one to the west, one to the east, one to the west. To the east, we have the villager breeder. This little well-looking structure over here is actually what we call a villager breeder. Inside it are a pair of villagers under these blocks here that I drop them food, they breed, they create more baby villagers. Those baby villagers come down from up there into this chamber. They fall cushioned by the water, and then once they grow, they get caught in the water, lifted up, and pushed into this chamber, where they wait for me to need them. Ah, so you remember. So you've seen that. Yeah, that helps out a lot with getting a lot of villagers for things like trading halls. And then, of course, the other villager structure you probably also know about. My iron farm over to the west. That thing has been a big help with the villagers at the villager trading hall. Especially the weapon and toolsmiths. And the armorer. Oh, part of this chunk must be getting loaded when I'm in the skeleton grinder. I didn't realize that. Cool. Deceptively simple to make, and yet so very valuable. I can never get enough of having an iron farm. I kind of want to wait and see it. I want to see an iron golem spawn here. And watch it burn. That probably sounded a little dark, but... As a matter of fact, yes. I've built 2 XP farms. One was sadly woefully inefficient. And I'll gladly show you that real quick. I'm not really doing anything specific right now anyway, so... Might as well spend a little time showing you guys some of the stuff I've done. Hello, Pamela! Pamela Jarman, welcome back to the channel. Since you know my name, JGuard01, I'm assuming you are a returning viewer. So hello and welcome back to Guardian Studios. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you are having a good day or night, depending on where you are in the world, and are enjoying the content of the channel. I really do. I really hope you enjoy the content, and that you're doing well. So yeah, I have 2 XP farms, but one of them is way less efficient than the other one. Thanks, Pamela. Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad you like the streams. Honestly, that makes me very happy. Thank you. Random sheep. Alright, do I have a boat? Because it would be faster to get to where I need to go with a boat. I think. It would at least get me closer faster. Let's head for the house, and I'll craft a boat real quick to take with us. Because I don't think I actually have one anymore. I think that I did before, but it got burned up. When I fell in the dang lava. Stinking magma cubes pushing me into the lava. I'm still bitter about that. Yeah, if I come over here to the river, it should make it easier to get to where I need to go. Oh man, I almost feel like I'd have been faster if I just swam. But I don't know. Huh. A half slab. Am I really one guy? Wow. Well, hey, if I'm inspiring you to start a new world, I'd say that's a win. Sometimes it can be fun to start a new Minecraft world. Alright, see you, one guy. Hey, if you want to lurk and go start a new world, you're welcome to do so. Ah, look at this. Sign of previous work. Oh? Are you saying I got you into playing Minecraft and Bed Wars, Kita? I hadn't actually thought about doing a half slab before, Pamela. I may have to try that. I may have to do that. Either a half slab, or change the direction of the stairs on the bottom block. But then again, if I do that, that would change the style of the structure. It would change the feel of the structure quite a bit. You know, I seriously think I'm swimming faster than I was boating. That's kind of sad. So this is my generalized mob farm. This mob farm was made to just get basic mobs. All mob types that can spawn in here. Zombies, skeletons, creepers, witches, spiders, any and all of them. And as you can see, I've gotten a bit of loot from it. See? Here come some of the mobs. It's going to be a lot more efficient now that I've got looting 3, but it's also not going to be that efficient because mobs don't come in at all consistently. Ah, splish! So that is mob farm number 1 that I built to be an XP farm. I hoped that it would be a good enough XP farm to last for a while, to work for me for a good long while, but I'll be honest, with how inconsistent its rates are, it's not that good. Not that good at all. And in fact, it drives me crazy having to use it. So, I honestly haven't used it in a long time. And I do mean a long time. I'd rather not think about that having been a thing. If there'd been a block there, I'd be doomed. I'd probably have died from fall damage and lost everything again. Well, not lost everything, but I'd have dropped it all. And I'd have been out 18 levels. Or at least the majority of those 18 levels. Always bugs me that we lose all our currently accumulated levels whenever we die in this game. But then again, no risk, no reward. Now, my other XP farm is actually all the way back by the villager trading hall and the other villager structures. So, let me drop off a couple things, and we'll go take a look at it. You guys may have actually seen it recently, because a lot of my streams recently, I've been starting over in this other XP farm. It's been kind of a necessity. Having enough XP for putting enchanted books bought off of librarians onto equipment is kind of a big deal. It's kind of important. So to be able to afford that kind of an XP cost, you gotta have a good, and at least decent XP farm. So, I've always kept my eyes open for other ways to get XP. Breeding animals is woefully inefficient. It takes forever to get XP off of that. You don't get any from the iron farm, or from villager breeding, but you do get a hefty amount from mining in the nether, from mining quartz. Thanks, Kita. Yeah, I like that pathway too. I've got to complete the path itself, but I really like the bridge. The bridge is my favorite part of that path. I'm actually quite proud of that bridge. But mining in the nether for quartz is also not exactly efficient. You have to worry about your tool picking up all the XP, which with a pickaxe, mining a straight path through the nether that takes up time. That takes up a lot of durability, which then the XP has to go to repairing the pick first. So it uses up a lot of the XP you would normally get on your XP bar. However, this XP farm here is way more efficient. Welcome to my mob grinder. Specifically, a skeleton mob grinder. This is the skeleton XP farm, or as I jokingly think of it, the bone hole. I think you guys can hear them faintly rattling. The bones of the skeletons spawned in by the mob spawner just on the other side of this wall. There they go. Yeah, I figured you probably remembered this. But I have improved it over time. Now, I have a smite sword to make things even more efficient. Which, believe you me, it makes quite the difference. It really, really does. It makes a big, big difference. I did not mean to fall down here. I actually did not mean to fall down here, but at the same time, this is a good opportunity to make an enhancement. Where... there it is. It's a small enhancement that I've been meaning to make for a little while now. Yeah, this is my newest and best means of farming XP. The Skelebone Hole, as my other nickname for this chamber happens to go. With a Smite 5 sword with mending, it can become super efficient to use just a skeleton grinder like this to get XP. Which also helps with mending tools. Of course, it would seem that there is still one small flaw, and that's placing the sword where I can easily get to it. I guess it's just better to have that there. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I've got on this world so far. All the major infrastructure, at least. I play other games besides Minecraft, but while I have played a couple of games besides Minecraft here on the channel, namely Fall Guys, Minecraft is my bread and butter game. It's the game that I will always come back to when I want something to play, or when I want something to stream, because it's fun, and I can do pretty much whatever I want in this game. So, yeah, that is the progress of this world. That's the infrastructure of this world. There are a few other structures that I've built since starting this world that I would show you guys, but it's actually getting pretty late for me, and a lot of those structures you're going to end up seeing again anyway. And if you go back and watch the stream, you'll see most of them, if not all of them. But with that being said, guys, I am going to go ahead and call the stream to a close here. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to leave likes and comments, letting me know what you enjoyed. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already by hitting the subscribe button and punching the bell so that you don't miss the next stream. And, of course, make sure to check out the About page for more pages with more content from yours truly, and share the channel with your friends who you think might enjoy the content. We are getting very, very close to the 1,000 subscriber mark, guys, and I would be so stoked if we could get there by the end of this year. I would be really, really stoked. So, with that all being said, everybody, thank you again for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, bard, and humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical, and I'll see y'all next time, right here on Guardian Studios. Bye!